Jay Woods is with us, Chief Global Strategist at Freedom Capital Markets. And we wanted to start, Jay, please, with Boeing. I was just saying they rejected the tentative deal.
Yeah.
They vote to go on strike. And during the last strike, I know the stock went lower, and it's already suffering here.
It's suffering, but I'm kind of liking the price action from a technical point
Yeah?
of view. I'm watching this 160 level. First, let's talk fundamentals. I mean, we thought that strike was going to be averted, and then it went off this morning. Let's see what happens over the weekend. Not what the new CEO was hoping to deal with right out of the gates. They have a lot on their plates, as we know. So every time you think this company, this stock is going to rebound, it gets hit with something unexpected like this. But what we're watching is price action, and that's what the traders down here always focus on. 160 would be a breakdown if it closes below that, and then you've got a pocket down to this 120 level we saw a few years back. Don't want to see it start to go into that zone. We're only at 161 right now, down $1 off the lows. Let's see how it closes into the weekend, and then if something happens over the weekend, this could actually be a buying opportunity from a risk-reward point of view. The setup is there to limit your losses with the stop, say at 158, 157, and then maybe catch a little bit of a rally if they avert this strike and they can focus on what they have to with the new leadership there.
So the stop at 158, 157, the recent low
Tight,
was
yeah.
156, just recently. And on the upside, when are you going to start to feel that it's looking good? So it's 160, and then it gets to 164, 65. Does that mean breakout or no?
If you're looking, for this to finally turn around, you're looking long term, and you want to just keep it tight, and then maybe you can get a rally to 175, 180 towards the end of the year. I think this could be the beneficiary of a year-end rally, which I see coming to the transports, to some of the industrial stocks like a Boeing. It's more of a gamble, but you have a limited downside if you protect yourself with a potential reversal here. So the opportunity could be there for a trader looking to do something different.
Year-end rally, I like that.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what the premise will be for that, because we're not too far off all-time highs on the S&P 500 right now. I mean, if we blink, we could get there really for a close if it ended up being a great day.
Yeah.
How about what's going to drive the market and that will be this rally that you're talking about?
I think,
is it going to be pull back and then rally back?
Pull back and rally. I mean,
is that what it is?
As a technician, this is setting up seasonally perfectly, election cycle perfectly, and we've seen it in 2016, 2020, where we've had a lot of volatility going into controversial elections, same candidate involved, you know who I'm talking about, and then once that election is over, we tend to rally. We've got 6 different sectors at or near all-time highs. The laggards have been the technology stocks, the consumer discretionary, which is picking its head up. So I think we are set to really take off at the end of the year. And if you look at the S&P equal weight, that's just off an all-time high. Are we going to get there yet? I don't think the Fed's going to give us that. But if this press conference goes well next week, with the 25 basis point cut that we all expect, and he sets the table how they're going to go forward, then maybe we get the breakout. I still think we're a little too soon to get the breakout. But, if Powell does set the right tone, not only will we get a breakout next week, it will set the stage for even a stronger rally at the end.
Hey, the bulls will like that. How about Lennar and FedEx, 2 names that are both higher in the last 3 months. In fact, they're up 15, 20% when you take a look. So they've had a pretty good run of late. We're getting some numbers from them next week. Any expectations?
Yeah, we're watching those. We have earnings next week for Lennar, the home builders. We get some housing data next Tuesday, next Friday as well. So Lennar has been down 5 of the last 6 earnings reports, but the stock then rebounds and continues to chug higher. It's at or just near all-time highs, and that sector, mortgage rates have been dipping. Let's see what happens if that trend continues and what they say on that call about how they expect inventories to be, and if they see existing people, start to finally move with mortgage rates lower. And then FedEx, that chart's a hot mess. This stock gaps. It has significant gaps after earnings. We saw a 13% drawdown 3 quarters ago. The last 2 quarters up 7%, up 15.5%. I'm watching on a weekly basis, longer term. If this can get above 315 and close above 315, you have a major breakout, and this stock could go probably to 330, 350 very easily.
Yeah.
And that could be by year end. So FedEx is one to watch from a technical point of view. It's up 13% year to date. It's definitely, if you're going to be in one of these, transports, FedEx, UPS, you want to be in FedEx, but watch the gaps on this stock come earnings. It could be dangerous.
Yeah, we're going to have also some changes in the S&P 500 on September 23rd. The 400, the small caps. But I think the two that really grab everyone's attention is that you have two names that are going into the S&P 500 next week, and we look at Palantir and we look at Dell. Some of your thoughts?
Yeah, Palantir and Dell. Palantir, we've been waiting for that one to go in for a while.
People,
based on Marty, it was like Uber. When are you going to finally put it in there? It got there. It got a nice bounce. You see these stocks have a nice rally the first 3-5 days of trading once the announcement comes that they're going into the index. Palantir, all-time highs. I think the stock is going to struggle here at the 35 level. You get an opportunity to buy it. Long term, the AI story there, it looks great. I know a lot of people talk about the valuation on Palantir, but any dip to 32, 33, I think would be a great buying opportunity, but it'll probably fade as we go into the index. And then Dell. Dell was a stock like NVIDIA, like Broadcom, that had a great first half of the year and have struggled. It's retraced 50% since its all-time high. I think now, above its 200-day moving average, just broke it. Above 110, you want to be long Dell. Over the long term, I think you want to be long Dell. The S&P inclusion didn't really affect it like it did a Palantir. So a pullback to 110, watch that level. It's at 114, 113 now. Would be a good opportunity because over the long term, their last quarter was pretty solid. The guide was okay, and it didn't get rewarded for that. So I think Dell is a stock you want to be in over the long term.
All 11 sectors are higher today. It's a winning
And yesterday.
week. And, it's just the volatility has been a lot of late.
Welcome to September.
Right? It's just, that's what it is. Any advice to investors here?
Ignore the headlines. We're going to get some crazy ones over the next few weeks. I think long term, the setups are still there. We're in a secular bull market. Pullback should be looked at very closely. Watch those August 5th lows if they get a little more dramatic. That was, the Japan yen carry trade. Remember that?
I do, and that still could be rear its head.
Without a doubt.
Not in the same way.
Well,
though.
when the first rate cut comes, you're going to hear about it again. So next Wednesday afternoon, watch that yen dollar and see if there's an impact there. So I don't think we're going to explode once we get the news. It could be a sell the news event. But I think the long-term setups, as you said, all 11 sectors up. The breadth is there. Over 70% of the stocks in the S&P 500 are above their 200-day moving average. I use that as a barometer of health. It's not a line in the sand, but you want to see the majority of stocks trending that way. The trends are higher, and I think the setups are there for a strong year-end rally with some turbulence.
So if there's a cut and the market sells off, as you said, it could be a sell the news type of event.
I think so.
That would be a buying opportunity.
Without a doubt.
Okay. Good to see you,
Good
Jay
to see you.
Woods. Thank you for being here of Freedom Capital Markets.